What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Daily Dose with Dylan Davis. And we have a packed show today as I am joined by two of my co-hosts who you see here weekly with me. One of them, my man Gint. You can give him a follow at Matt_McGinty on Twitter. And the other, the host of the Tough Cover podcast here at the Painted Lines, Mark Henry. You can give him a follow at Mark Henry Jr. _. And Mark, will you be giving out your picks later in the show?
Yeah, I just have 3 picks today, so I'll give them out at the end.
All right, yeah, we'll save those for last. And last but not least, housekeeping. We are streaming to you guys live through the Painted Lines Network on their Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube accounts. So please, if you're new to the channel, go give them a follow or hit that subscribe button. And guys, today's show is all about you. All about you guys who are tuning in, commenting, Sixers Twitter, Phillies Twitter, everyone, Philly fans in general. We need to have a serious conversation because, man, guys, I can't take it much longer. Again, I know you said you find it funny, annoying. I find it kind of embarrassing, like how we're all reactionary. We're all emotional. I get it, right? But, guys, can we temper those emotions at times? Because let's start with the Sixers. We'll get to the Phillies later in the show and the Aaron Nola outrage and all that. But let's start with our 76ers because I don't know if you guys know this. They've won 8 straight games. You wouldn't know that. You wouldn't know that if you went on Twitter or if you listened to people talk about the Sixers lately. But, they are – the magic number is now 2 for them to clinch the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. They are 47-21. They're on an 8-game win streak ever since losing to Milwaukee when we were missing 3 starters and Ben Simmons and, the world was falling apart again. But, again, what did we used to say before? Enjoy the ride, right? That's what we used to talk about. And, guys, I feel like we need to get on the same page because we're not enjoying the ride anymore. And you know what it's like, guys? It's like winning has now become like not good enough. Now it's the fact that the Sixers are at the top of the East. Like it has to be dominant performances. It has to be blowouts, guys. And it's just not realistic. It's not reasonable. I get it when they play the Pelicans and the Pelicans are dressing like 9 guys and they only win by 2 and they struggle. Yeah, we saw some things we didn't like. They didn't play good enough. They won the damn game. Over this 8-game win streak, they have set a franchise record for margin of victory over the 3 games after getting swept by Milwaukee over that weekend. And of the 8 games, only 2 have been by single digits. The other 6 have been by a minimum of a 12-point victory. Are we kidding ourselves, guys? Because they played down to the New Orleans Pelicans shorthanded. They played down in San Antonio to the Spurs one game, and they only beat them by 2. That's what the hell we're freaking out about. You need to stop acting like bad teams in this league, standing wise, are process 76ers. The games just aren't that easy in it's the NBA. Yeah, the process 76ers just weren't competitive. They were winning 10. They won 10 games one time. Okay. Like that's I would understand that. The New Orleans Pelicans shorthanded aren't the process 76ers. So I know you were pissed off that game. I was there. It was frustrating as hell. They won. And it's like it's not good enough anymore. Guys, we need to get on the same page before the playoffs start because I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to need to drink heavily during the playoffs because God forbid the Sixers pull what they did 2 years ago when they lost game 1 to the Brooklyn Nets this year. Because if they do that, oh my Lord, this fan base will be packing it in and meteors will be coming towards Earth because the world's ending, guys.
Yeah, I have so many thoughts on this topic. It's unbelievable the way that people are treating this 8-game win streak. And I'll just start it off. Keith Pompey and Tom Moore both wrote articles in the last 2 days, basically saying that the sky is falling, even though we've won 8 straight. And the headline for this is Sixers close wins over short-handed subpar teams aren't preparing them well for the playoffs. First of all, you plays on your schedule. It's not, they don't decide the schedule down the stretch to try to give us a challenge. But you plays on the schedule, and then also, like you said, they won 6 of the 8 games by 12 plus points. In the 2 games that they didn't, they still won the game. I'm not saying we need to celebrate the Pelicans win as some great, huge win, but it's something that you don't think about going forward. You just say, all right, you chalk it up in the win column towards the 1 seed. But if you look at, they're saying I have a little heavy static on mine. I hope I'm.
Oh, it's not just me. I thought I was like hearing Ghost over here. You're muted, bud, so we're getting nothing from this.
I still don't hear him. I hear him good. I don't know. I don't really know what's going on.
All right, you hop in first. Yeah, let me see if I can fix it.
So, I mean, for me, it's like, what is the expectation? I think we all think there's we're gonna get to where the Eastern Conference Finals, right? That's like what we all talk about, and then it's like, if they do make the finals, it is like a drastic step to where we were a calendar year ago. Like, you talk about a calendar year ago, or I guess it's like a little less now, and we have a contract of Al Horford, doesn't fit with the two guys. They're talking about moving Ben. We have Josh Richardson, who's not a good fit, and everything.
They get bounced in the first round.
This guy was kind of falling. Yeah, we just got swept by Boston at that point. And I don't think people realize how big of a step that will be, like, if we are able to get there. And even if we do lose, and I'm not being that guy that says, oh, we're not going to beat them, but even if we do lose, like, this is such a once-in-a-lifetime roster they'd be going against. Like, Brooklyn has something we might never see again. And, like, dude, like you say, let's just, like, focus one game at a time. And when we're winning these games, not be upset at the fact you're winning. Like, let's enjoy.
Yeah. And let me serve this to Mark, because I know this is where he's going with it. Guys, we're not saying we don't see flaws or we don't have problems with the way they play sometimes. We talk about that every day on this show. But as a whole as an entire product here, this team's won 8 straight, and then the odds are they're going to get the number 1 seed. So I know that's where you're going, Mark. So go ahead as I try to put my microphone back into place.
But it's unreal to me. This article says absolutely nothing. Like the Tom Moore article I'm referencing. And sorry if I'm blowing the chance of Tom Moore coming on the Daily Dose of the Tough Cover podcast. But these people writing these Sixers articles saying the sky's falling. He doesn't give one stat or one player he's concerned about. It's all meta. It's all about Danny Green and Doctor's quotes about needing to play better. If you're going to outline your concerns for the playoffs, there's a ton of concerns. There's a ton of things you can bring up. Tobias hasn't been that great as of late. Ben Simmons hasn't been scoring that much as of late. Shake Milton's super inconsistent. Matisse, obviously fantastic on defense. Is he going to be good enough on offense in the playoffs? There's so many concerns. Are Ben and Dwight going to play together? There's I'm missing it. Is George Hill going to fit in better with the team as we go forward? Is Furkan going to come back and be in the rotation? There's actual questions and actual concerns to bring up. Don't just say general things. Actually come up with an argument if you're concerned about the Sixers and let me know why. But even if you have me admitting there's concerns, let's take a look around the NBA. Because let's take a look at what the other – we've won 8 straight, but it's not good enough. We need to be beating teams by 20-plus every night. But let's take a look at the other teams in the NBA. A quick roundup here. The Bucks just lost to the – who the Bucks lose to? Oh, I've lost of course.
The Rockets.
Discord's being slow on me. Yeah. The Bucks just lost to the Houston Rockets. Like the Houston Rockets. The Jazz just lost back-to-back games to the Timberwolves.
The Nets lost 4 straight.
The Nets don't play together as a basketball team. The Nets Big Three's played 7 games together. And I'm not saying that they're not going to be able to get together and figure it out, but every team's got concerns. The Suns just lost to the Lakers last night without LeBron or Schroeder. Like, we're talking about the top teams in the league. The Clippers just lost to someone recently, too. They lost to the Knicks last night. Like, all of these teams have bad losses. It's the NBA. There's 66 games. Or 72? 72 games this year. So you're not going to go 72-0. I know the Warriors went 73-9. What good did that do them? They ended up losing in the finals. So, and also, like Matt kind of touched on, this team is 47-21. This team's going to finish above the conference, above a Brooklyn team that has a big 3. Obviously, they don't play together, that we've never seen before. Like these kind of 3 players playing together. We're going to finish above the Milwaukee Bucks with the back-to-back MVP. They have top 10 offense and defense. They've been the 1 seed the last 2 years, and we're going to finish above both of these teams probably. And we're supposed to act like, oh, we didn't earn it because we played teams shorthanded. I don't get it. I don't care.
I don't care either. Second of all, in a 72-game season, not an 82-game season, in a 72-game season, if things go the way they should in the Final Four, for them to clinch the 1 seed, this team's going to win 50 games in a 72-game season. Like that's an accomplishment in an 82-game season. In 10 less, they're on pace to win 50 or 51 games this year right now. If they don't just crumble like some people think that it's already beginning to do in the Final Four. And Mark, this is very off topic, but the jersey selection behind you, my man, you have a method to your madness. We'll get into that on another show, but that's hilarious. With the Lamar Jackson jersey. I can't even believe you have one of those.
Dylan calls me
running back. My favorite player. It's my favorite player.
But yeah, man, and like, look, guys, I'm sorry if you're here for a Sixers like breakdown of these games or what we should be looking for. I told you before. Get me to the playoffs. Like the breaking down of games, especially against these trash opponents, right? Like we're not going to do that. My entire message and thought process today is for all of you guys, and it's when was winning not enough anymore? Unless we win big with individuals having certain stats, criticisms happen, and that's exactly it. Unless we win by 18 against the Pelicans and Ben Simmons has at least 15 points, that's when people will be quiet and not have anything to talk about. Like I said, Mark just laid out 19 different examples of things you could be concerned about or flaws you're seeing in the game. Danny Green and Doc have said it. They need at the Pelicans game. They need to be better. But no shit, they're going to say that. You beat the New Orleans Pelicans by 2 points. They didn't have Brandon Ingram, Steven Adams, Zion Williamson, Josh Hart, 19 other dudes they didn't have, right? No shit, you need to be better. I'm glad they say that, right? I'm glad Doc holds them accountable when they don't play up to their potential. I'm glad Danny Green, as a veteran leader, holds them accountable. But my God, guys, is it a win or is it a loss? And that's the biggest issue. It's like, Mark, I know you love the process. Gint, you didn't. And it's just like people see like bad teams in this league and they think like process, like they're as bad as the process Sixers because they're not a good team in the NBA right now. No. That's not the case. No game is guaranteed in the end. Mark just told you that the Milwaukee Bucks lost to the Houston Rockets. The Sixers beat the Rockets by 20. And then the Bucks lose to them. You think people in Milwaukee are like, oh shit, here we go. We can't do anything. You think the Nets lost 4 in a row and people in Brooklyn are like, oh my God, we suck. The sky is falling. We're going to get bounced in the first round. No. So why do we do it?
I just find it amazing how I think there's two sides of this somehow. There's the we can't beat this, we can't beat that. And then there's the, oh no, we're the 1 seed. There's no way we don't win this playoffs against, again, talking about the conference finals. I just think there's such a distance gap between fans right now. And it's like, I don't understand how everything gets so divided with every situation in the city.
Dude, Mark, I don't know if you have anything on that, but I don't, dude. I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
Let me ask you this. Do you guys realistically think, like, if you guys both gamble, would you put your money right now in a 7-game series against Brooklyn on the Sixers?
Yeah, well, I pretty famously in the Discord, we had like a whole day-long thing where I couldn't figure out what to do. I ended up putting a sizable bet down on Sixers to win the East plus 400. So I do think we're going to go to the finals, but part of that, and I've said this many times, I feel like a broken record. I don't think the Bucks are getting to I don't think the Nets are getting to the conference finals. I think they're losing to the Bucks, and I think we can beat the Bucks. Do I think we can beat the Nets? Yeah, I think we actually have like about a 50-50 chance personally, but I against the Bucks, I'd probably put it more like 65-35 or 60-40. But as the 1 seed, I've always said that I will feel really good going into the playoffs. But there's a reason we're the third favorite. Like the Nets and the Bucks in terms of gambling are above us in the odds, and I get it. They have the back-to-back MVP in Giannis, and they have the Bucks have been together, kind of the same team the last couple of years. The Nets obviously have their own big three. I get it, but I'll take the 1 seed. I'll take the chance that I don't have to face either of those teams. So I kind of went around answering your question there, but I'll let Dylan say what he thinks about the matchup with the Nets.
Yeah, dude, I told you last week, I'm not bowing down to a damn thing So if you like, that's not to say I'm going to go put money on it, because I do think, like Mark said, it's 50-50. Like, it's not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination. And the Sixers very well could lose in 6 to the Nets, but they could also beat the Nets. So putting money on it, that'll be a game time decision.
I don't like right now. I don't think I would place that bet, saying that I think. But if Mark Swerson's right and we do play Milwaukee, I would absolutely put money on it. I think.
Right. I just want you to realize, like, Lord help us, like, don't let them lose to the Heat on Thursday night. Like they could finish this year 3-1. Like, they could finish the Final Four 3-1, which means they won 50 games. They'd get the number 1 seed. They will have won 11 of the last 12 games. But if they lose to the Miami Heat on Thursday night, the only competitor we played in the last 12 games we lost to, and we beat the slop of the East, but we can't beat the Miami Heat. Oh my God, my brain's already hurting thinking about it, dude. But realistically, let's go forward a little bit. Let's look at these last 4. So it's Indiana, Miami, Magic times 2 in the Final 4. Realistically, what are your guys' opinions? Because I'm going to say 3-1, but it's not unfathomable that they go 4-0 and they literally finish the year on a 12-game win streak, which isn't that far off of that 17-game win streak a few years ago.
Well, it just depends on if the games matter. I think kind of like if we win the first 2 games and the Nets and Bucks lose the game and we clinch or whatever the scenario is. Yeah, we could go 2-2 and we win 49 games as long as we get the 1 seed. But for me, that Miami game, I get what you're saying in terms of how annoying it'll be. And no one hates Jimmy Butler more than I do, so it would be really annoying to me. But it's less so about that. I don't want to see the Heat in round 2. Not that I'm afraid, but I would rather play the Knicks or the Hawks. So beating the Heat would also go a long way to keep them out of that 4-5 spot, and it would ensure that our round 2 is no more than a 5-game series against the Knicks or the Hawks, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't like. The thing is, it's really weird because of this playing tournament. If you're gonna just like sit and beat in Simmons, if we do clinch. So I don't know if they're just gonna like I said, because they don't like that week off, it's gonna get like really weird. So they'll probably go 3-1. They'll probably drop 1 here, and like you said, the sky will fall immediately after. But they'll already be making the mock trades for Levine for Ben Simmons, and they'll be over.
Yeah, so apparently I'm not Gint. See, I'm so confused by this setup. Like, Gint can hear you fine. I'm getting like static.
I don't hear any problems, but
I remember last time I was hearing it in my headset, no one said anything, and when I listened back to it, I couldn't hear any. Like, I didn't hear it when I listened back.
Yeah, live. I didn't hear any problems last time. Am I coming through good to you right now?
Yeah.
All right.
It'll probably last all about 2 seconds, and then
I feel bad. Damn.
But yeah, I think Mark made a really good point there. As important as it was to get the 1 to not play Brooklyn and Milwaukee in the second round, like the 4 and 5 seed right now is the Knicks and the Hawks. I think that's just as important because I think they're like the 6th and 7th best team in the conference. So
if that.
Yeah, so I know Mark stands with the Atlanta Hawks, so I'm sure he would love to play them.
I think it's really crazy, but here's the thing: you can't discount either. The Heat could stay at 6, and never mind. But I was going to say if the Heat were the 7 seed, they'd have to play in that play-in, and then God forbid they lose the first game and then win the second, and we get them in the first round. But guys, just think about the drastic difference. And I had a conversation with my uncle about this. Like, if things played out correctly, right? So we get the 1 seed, and it plays out correct. Let's say we play Charlotte or Indiana in the first round, and then we play the winner of the Knicks Hawks in the second round to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Whereas if you didn't get the 1 seed and you have to play, let's just say, the Miami Heat or the Boston Celtics, not that I'm scared of either, but you play one of them, then you got to play Milwaukee or Brooklyn, but let's say Milwaukee, just to get to Brooklyn at the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, I'm sorry, there's no way in hell at that. Like, at that point, it's just like too bumpy of a hill to get up at that point. That's why the 1 seed, like we want the 1 seed, but when you actually break down what the playoffs is going to come down, the matchups are going to look like, it's a drastic difference. That's why, like, Brooklyn not caring about the 1 seed is if that's the case, is really stupid in my opinion. Like really, really stupid.
Yeah,
like, I get it. You think you have the 3 of the best isolation players in ball, and you think you're just going to run through everybody. Okay, maybe so, right? All right, go run through the Miami Heat, the Milwaukee Bucks, and then the 76ers just to get to the winner of the West.
A little subplot here, because you mentioned Miami falling into the play-in tournament. With them beating Boston and put them 2 games above that 7 spot, it really looks like Miami's going to finish at least as the 5 or the 6. It's going to be them or Atlanta. Just knock my mic out there, but just an interesting little subplot here. I think that we're rooting for Milwaukee to beat Brooklyn in the second round, right? So if you're rooting for that, I think we want them to have the home court, and we want them to have the 2 seed. They're a half game behind right now. They have the tiebreaker over the Nets. They play the Spurs tonight. They're favored by 7. If they win, they're going to be tied with the Nets right now for the 2 seed, and they'll have the advantage. And then that way they would just need to match whatever the Nets finish with, because they'd have the same amount of games at that point. So I actually think, weird as it is, because we're only 3.5 games up on them or whatever, I think we need to root for Milwaukee kind of to win out if we want Milwaukee to beat Brooklyn in the second round.
So I know we all just were in agreement that we prefer we're going to be rooting for Milwaukee. Is it like weird to me to say like I don't want to root for someone, and that's like I don't want to wish. I don't want to wish for the winner. I don't want to wish to play the winner, because even if okay, great, we don't have to play Brooklyn. But let's say Giannis is on, like, now we got to go play the 2-time reigning MVP, and they're hot, and we wanted that. Like, no. At the same time, obviously that's the matchup I prefer. I can't wait for Joel Embiid to knock them out in Milwaukee while he takes a shit at center floor in Milwaukee. That's the ideal scenario.
I'd rather play Milwaukee, but I think it would just be such a better feeling if we just steamroll somehow. Which I don't know if it's gonna happen, but like I said, that would just be the best feeling possible. But if we play Milwaukee in the conference finals and they handle Brooklyn, Giannis probably is gonna have an historic series at that point. And I don't know if I'd be scared, but it would be a little alarming.
But no matter what, that's gonna be the situation. It's like this comment right here. The worst part about us possibly having to play the Bucks after they beat the Nets is we have to play a Bucks team that beats the Nets. You can just reverse that. The worst part about playing a Nets team would be that they beat the Bucks. So it's going to be, no matter what, that's how a tournament works. You play the team that wins to advance. But I just think the matchup makes a lot more sense. Brooklyn has a weird matchup with 2 guards like that in the KD.
The best case scenario is that the Nets and the Bucks beat the shit out of each other, and it goes 7 games. And it comes down to the wire, and the Sixers are done in 5 in the second round, and then it's they're just sitting back, okay, come down the Broad Street.
Exactly.
We've been waiting for you while you just got worn out in a 7-game series against the other best team in the East. But yeah, man. So that's where I'm at. I think we stated it last week that we were all in agreement that we were declaring they will get the 1 seed. There was no more if. Over the weekend, they've only kind of solidified that a little more. I know there's still a chance, knock on wood, that they don't get it, but with the magic number is now 2, I'm almost positive. They just have to win 2 regardless of the Nets or the Bucks. So, yeah, I think that's where we're at. And everyone, please just stop with the insanity. Stop. Is that more of an issue with you guys too? It's not just the reactionary, emotional fan. It is. Wait, you guys really don't hear that?
What?
You guys don't hear that?
No.
Dude, what is going on with me, man? Maybe, is it... Hold on.
Yeah, he says he hears it. I don't understand.
Boot him from the studio and come back.
All right, are we good? Yeah, Jack, are we good now?
Boot him from the studio and bring him back.
No, I think it's coming from Mark. Yeah, because I don't hear it now. You guys hear it now?
I haven't heard anything from the beginning. This is one of the most mind-boggling things I've ever witnessed in my life. Philly RB said, bro, it's Mike.
Are we good? Is it coming from my end, or did we clear that up with Mark, guys? I feel he's just sitting in the background. 100% Mark going.
What is all of his audio?
Yeah, exactly. This is what I've been hearing. I couldn't describe it.
Dude, his audio is usually literally fine. We've done.
I know, but it was like that last time, but no one could hear it. I don't even know what to do. Like, I want to bring him back in and like talk with him, but like, if everyone's just hearing a submarine in the background.
And he said submarine.
That's what it is. No, that's literally what it said. Like, I literally couldn't describe it to you. Well, now that I know it's not my headset, guys, you guys are getting a quality production here on the Daily Dose.
Yeah, because I could see you messing with your thing a little bit, and I was like, what is he doing? He definitely hears something still. But yeah, so the Sixers 1 seed. Everyone stop crying when we win by 6 points, please.
So, Mark, if you can hear me, I'm going to bring you back in. And if it keeps up, we may have to figure this out another time for you since everyone can hear it. Let's see. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I did try to do it with the computer.
I hear that. Yeah, whoa.
First, yeah, I imagined that. Yeah.
No, it's still there. All right, man. We'll leave you in the background. There you go.
Right.
Gee.
Where were we?
He said, ouch.
I don't remember where we were.
Yeah, neither do I.
All right, well,
guys,
let me just bring this up. If the Washington Wizards get in, like that would just like, that's not it. They're like, dude, Russell Westbrook's on like historic pace. Like that's the type of team where we don't play for a week, they win the play-in, and we lose game 1. This is what we were talking about earlier. We're talking about the Brooklyn Nets when they beat us game 1. And the sky was falling then. I can't even imagine what the sky would look like if we lose to them game 1.
Well, dude, man, I've been saying that to you, and I've said it to everyone I've talked to about this playoff run is, no, I'm not scared. I told you I'm not bowing down to the Brooklyn Nets. So, no, I'm not bowing down to the sub-500 Washington Wizards. But when I think Sixers get the number 1 seed finally, I don't think having to play Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook in the first round. Like, that's just not where my mind goes to. So, like Charlotte Hornets, yeah. The Indiana Pacers that are struggling and falling apart right now, yeah, that's who I'll take. No, Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook, like you said, on this historic pace right now. Now, Brad Beal is out for like the next 2 games or so that could affect them. But I think regardless, dude, like I think the last time I checked, Chicago was the 11th seed, and they were like 2.5, 3.5 games behind. Yeah, like this is something I've seen a lot of people say. I'd love it for the fact that if the Sixers kick their ass, sure, but like again, 1 seed. We've been followed by the Boston Celtics in the playoff, first round or second round of the playoffs for how long? How many years in a row now? And now we get the 1 seed, and we got to play them again. I know they've underperformed greatly this year.
No, it's not who you want to play.
No, not in the first round. First round. Yeah. No, trust me. I get it. And I get this too. Like they barely snuck by the Pacers that are falling apart with all those numbers. I'm just saying, like,
I would just rather.
Can I deal with like Cody Zeller and like and Terry Rozier in the first round and Gordon Hayward in the first round instead of that backcourt? Like that's what I'm talking about. No, I'm not saying the Sixers won't sweep the Wizards or beat them in 5 because I think they would, but it's just not where my mindset would want to go.
If the Wizards like won that, like because I think they have to win 2 games to get in when you're at the I would put a healthy wager the Wizards win game 1 of that series
against the 10. Against the 9 or whoever.
Against us in the first round. we might be an underdog going into that game.
Yeah. There's that optimism we've been telling everyone to get.
The Sixers hate game 1. Have they ever liked game 1?
Yeah. Well, I think, if the Sixers come out and beat some ass in game 1, then we'll really know this is a different Sixers team. Okay. Now if they come down and then Bede's got his shrug, like he's got like a mellow face, and like they're losing in the fourth quarter, and Ben's turning the ball over. Well, yeah, not really what I want to see, but
absolutely. And we haven't seen like a playoff team being the Sixers with Doc Rivers yet. We've only seen it with the guy that won't be named on the show ever.
Yeah, man. I just got to my my second against the Pelicans. I'm spoiled, man. My friend texted me to go. It was like his sister's boyfriend got the tickets. They were free for us, and I'll I never want to sit somewhere else again. I was row 9 behind the Sixers bench. I was the first row after the blue, the tarp things they have over the seats for the first 8 rows. I was the first row behind that, behind the Sixers bench. So I don't even know how I'm ever going to go to another Sixers game at the Wells Fargo Center because I'm only going to want to sit around that area again. And, those tickets, I can't even imagine what they would, I'd have to cough up for those. So we'll see how it goes. Although I know I'm going to a game in the first round. Hopefully Gant and I can get down. I know I've been talking to Brock about getting into a game in the first series.
We'll do a podcast outside the stadium.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Dude, did you see so just a little off topic while Mark tries to fix his audio down there. Me and Scotty were doing turf talk earlier. So if you guys don't know, me and my man Scotty, who's normally on today, he'll be with us tomorrow here on the Daily Dose. Had our second episode of turf talk here on the Painted Lines, all Eagles and NFL show, and we had the great Rob Motti on with us for about 25 minutes. So that was really cool. But we had it. We also just started a Twitch account. So go give that a follow, please, at DSM Media on Twitch. And a commenter told me and Scotty we should just drink and talk Eagles just get wrecked and talk Eagles live on Twitch one night. And I was like, that may have to happen. Yeah. I'd love having less people. It was so chill. I've said there, I really want things back to normal, and I would love nothing more than a sold out Wells Fargo Center during this playoff run. However, being there, the Phillies game especially, you just kick back, throw your feet over the seat in front of you. You got no one in your row. You don't got to get up for people to walk by you to go to the bathroom or to the concession. The bathroom lines are not long. Yeah, it's pretty nice at a limited capacity, but we all know we're going to want full capacity soon. I wish. But again, is there anything else we want to get into for the Sixers before we transition here?
No, man. We gave our predictions for down the stretch.
Someone someone had a good question earlier. Tyrese Maxey. We asked Vince Quinn, we asked Tyrone, about Shake Milton in the playoffs. Tyrone doesn't think Shake will be in the rotation in the Eastern Conference Finals. Vince said the leash will be very short. He thinks he'll play at first, but if he's struggling like he is right now, there's no reason Doc's going to keep throwing him out there. However, I've seen the Sixers and Doc Rivers' love for Shake Milton, so I don't know how that plays out. But Tyrese Maxey has been playing some great basketball as of late, and you got to take it, for what it is. It was against the Detroit Pistons that he played very well in the other night. But again, he's 19 years old, starting in the NBA that game. And is there any chance Shake struggles and he throws Maxey out there and Maxey just takes the reins and seems fine?
I think he would play Cork before him. I don't know how much time Cork's going to get. But you know what I call this? It's called a tryout. A tryout for where he's getting traded this offseason. I don't think he's going to play him in the playoffs. I always date back to the podcast I listened to Rondo talking about his rookie year in Boston, how Doc just didn't play him. And it's just kind of what he does. It's a thing, but he did say that he absolutely sees Tyrese playing in the playoffs.
He also says this.
Tyrone said, yeah, he's lying, which
he said that's okay. That's the good kind of lie.
Yeah, so I don't think you'll see him play. What you could see is in a game, like a 1-8 game. That's funny. And we start off slow. He always seems to put Tyrese Maxey into I guess some type of energy spark, but I don't think you'll see much Maxey. I think you would see Korkmaz before Maxey, depending on how much Korkmaz plays in the playoffs.
So that's where we're at with the 76ers. I'm mellowed out, bro. I have been watching these Sixers games. Obviously, the game I was at, when you're there, it's different. And when it's a close game like that down the stretch, it's different. So you're getting fired up in that aspect. But just knowing like what this team is, our expectations for a playoff run, and the way they're just beating up on teams, I've just been sitting back and relaxing, watching. It's like the 17 Eagles during the regular season when they were just mowing people down, and it was like, all right, halfway through the second quarter, you just took your shoes off and relaxed. And I'm a very emotional guy during a Sixers game, so like, I don't know if you're not that, like if you're not like me when you watch a Sixers game from home, don't ever watch or ask me to watch a game because you won't like me by the end of it. I am loud as all hell, like yelling at the TV. All right, he is muted, so let's give it one more try. 3, 2,
put your earplugs in.
1, go.
Nothing. now there's nothing. Now there's just no. Now there's just. Oh man, that was good. That was good, dude.
Oh, that just made my freaking day.
Nope.
Nah.
What was I, dude? I just had another point to make.
All right, hold on. Let's bring him out and we'll try this one more. We'll try this. Mark, come back in when you might have it. We'll give you another tryout.
Dude, it's just like
poor Mark.
Like you mentioned, it's just there's only 4 games left. We're gonna get the 1 seed. Let's just get to this play-in tournament and get this thing rolling. Because, like you said, it is just being drug out. I feel like there was a week left in the season the last 4 weeks.
So badly, dude. Like, it's like I just want to know who we're playing. Because, like, even if it's Charlotte or Indiana in the first round, okay, yeah, the Sixers should win in 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But at least we can analyze that series from 800 different views, and it'll be a lot of fun. And every game's going to matter then. So we'll be talking about the games again and not just, let's see who we play.
We're not breaking down games 71 and 72 against the Orlando Magic.
No.
It's just not happening.
No. So I'm sorry if that's what you guys wanted to hear, but that's not the content you're going to get from us. So me and Gint will be getting a little creative over this next week or so while we wait. And even next week, because then we still got to wait for the play-in tournament and all of that.
At least we can talk about that. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
But again, talking about game 71 and 72 against the Orlando Magic. It just doesn't really,
and I feel really bad for Mark.
Yeah, me too.
Would y'all ever do watch parties? Well, the Painted Lines does do watch parties. It's hard for me to join them.
I'm assuming they're going to do them in the playoffs.
Yeah, they I'm assuming they will. So you can tune in there on TPL Live. The issue with that is like the Eagles ones were a blast.
Oh yeah.
But that's also because we weren't very good. So like I kind of like it was fun to rant and like blah blah blah. But like if the Eagles were actually good, like and then like Dives connection out there wherever the hell he lives in the woods. Dives is like 3 plays behind. So like as something with basketball, like when I'm very reactionary and like emotional and loud about every play, right? I can't be on there when they're just kind of like trying to like.
I wonder how they're going to do that.
Yeah,
like you said, the Eagles weren't good, so we were able to do that. And football, it's so slow; it's only like 1 play behind. Basketball, like a 6-point swing that Dives hasn't seen yet.
So we'll have to see about that. But I feel so bad for Mark because now let's switch gears to the Phillies and Mr. Aaron Nola. And I know Mark has a lot to say on this. So let's
I'll text it to you.
Mark, can you text me your speech and I'll read it out for the people? He's just gonna start commenting in the chat on his YouTube.
Yeah.
So anyway, talking about you guys and being reactionary and being overly emotional from a game-to-game, start-to-start basis, another conversation we need to have is with Aaron Nola and the Philadelphia Phillies. Because, guys, whether you believe Aaron Nola is an ace or not, that's not what I'm talking about. Right? Maybe he's not an ace, and there's people that are going to defend him as an ace. There are people that are going to say he never was an ace, he never will be an ace outside of that 1 year, right? My issue is with the people that are great start. A game like 2 nights ago, aces don't do this. He's not an ace, blah, blah, blah. And I've done it before when he went through a really rough stretch. Like, dude, like the great pitchers in this league, like, don't do that. Like, my issue with aces is this. When the Phillies, are struggling to get a run across the plate, and they finally do, right? And then, they bring you back in the game while you're pitching great. Do you then come back in the very next half inning and give that lead back or give up anything? If the Phillies are down if they're down 3-0 and they come back and make it 3-3, or they take the 4-3 lead, do you come back in the next inning and give up a 2-run home run and lose that lead again? Like, aces don't do that. It's timely pitching to me. But sometimes a guy just doesn't have it on a given night. Because we talk about how great Zach Wheeler has been this year. He's been dominant. He's had 3 dominant performances, and it's only the beginning of May already. But Zach Wheeler has also had poor starts as well. So can we stop with the game, the start to start with Aaron Nola? He's an ace. He's not an ace. He's an ace. Aces don't do that. He's an ace. He's no better than a number 3. Please, for the love of all that's mighty, stop. Because I can't take it much more, man. If you don't think he's an ace and he never was, that's your viewpoint, and that's fine. But to just react because he had a bad start against a very good Braves team who you whooped their ass the night before, come on.
But, yeah.
No, it was last night. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just a so in-the-moment reaction. Like you just said, if you have that viewpoint that he's not an ace, then that's okay. But it's the people that would probably tweeted about him for the last 3 years saying, "Oh, he'll be our ace of the future, ace of the future." Then it's one start. It's like one start in May. Oh my God, he's not an ace. Let's get this guy. It's just everything is such an in-the-moment reaction that's just so excessive. And I mean, I don't want to say for no reason because, I mean, there's a reason, but it's just way too overreactive for my liking.
All right, in 3, 2, 1. There's no audio, bro. Go to your cam/mic setting. Did you adjust it for what you did?
I think it's chalk, brother.
Hey, Mark, what are your picks for tonight?
Hey, bro, put them on the screen.
Well, you're muted right now.
Oh, now he's frozen.
No, he's not. No, you're muted. Nah, still got nothing. That is Mark Henry Jr., everybody. Go follow him on Twitter at Mark Henry Jr. _. He is the host of the Tough Cover podcast here at the Paint Lines Network. And today is just not my man's day, I'll tell you that. So, Mark, those bets you were going to put out, this might be a sign, buddy. Keep them in the back pocket. Great content here on the Daily Dose. But yeah, man, that's really all I wanted to say for the Phillies. Look, we can talk about the weekend, but they beat the brakes off of Atlanta in game 1. They blow a late 3-1 lead because of freaking Pablo Sandoval again. Because Hector Neris just laces a 4-seam right down the middle. And then, it goes to extras. Phillies take a lead. They give the lead back. Phillies take a 2 or 3 run lead in the 12th. Bottom of the 12th, they give up 4 runs. They lose, okay? Awful loss. Bullpen flashed back to 2020 for a mere second. And then, like I said, you had the ace on the bump last night, and it just wasn't his night. Now, if you want to talk about what?
Why did everyone overreact so much about the Andrew McCutchen thing?
What's up?
When he mic'd up, hit the home run in the first inning, and said, I'm the best. I'm the best. Did you see all the overreaction about that?
No.
Oh, my God. He, had to tweet. He put out a tweet about it.
Are you kidding me, bro?
Dude, I don't know what's going on in this city and fan base and sport. Even, how about, this is totally sidetracked. Did you see that kid that hit that bomb in that video? And he throws the bat freaking out?
Yeah. Any boomer, the person that put up the video that was like, I don't like this. They didn't get taught. They weren't taught the right way. They weren't raised the way. Shut your mouth, dude. First of all, you wonder why a lot of people don't like the game of baseball, because it's all people like you that just want, okay, I hit a home run. I'm going to set the bat down here at home plate and I'm going to jog around the bases politely with my head down. No,
but don't run too slow. Don't run too fast around the bases.
No, Do you know why, why I want to tune in to see the Padres play the Dodgers? Because of guys like Trevor Bauer, because of Fernando Tatis Jr., because of all that, because of the talking, the bat flips. It's exciting, and I'll continue to say it. You don't want someone throw the bat 900 feet in the air. You don't want someone to stare you down and walk down the line for a second. You don't want someone to yell shit at you. Don't give up a 900-foot home run. How about that? Okay?
Dude,
I don't want to hear it, dude. And reversely, if you're a pitcher like Alvarado when he struck out Dominic Smith for the Mets, he had a little extra for him. He threw the glove up in the air and all that, but he flexed on him, right? If you're a pitcher and you get a big strikeout in the 8th or 9th inning and you let out a scream and you let out a flex, I love that shit. The fans love that shit. And apparently that kid in the video, that was like a 2-run home run to give them the lead late in the game after they were down by 8 runs or to overcome like an 8-run deficit or something.
Yeah.
And you know damn well the bench that he turned around and said shit to was talking to him the entire at bat.
Yeah, he just didn't do that out of nowhere. Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
So shut up.
I brought up the McCutchen thing, and that made me think of that immediately. But I don't know what's going on in the world these days, but holy moly, man.
I don't know what people want, dude.
Like you said, they gotta put the bat down, run around the bases, but don't run around too fast, too slow, because then you're showboating.
It's so annoying. It makes it fun. It makes the game fun. Okay? Yeah. And man, I wish I could hit a baseball that far, because trust me, if I did, I'm launching that bat 8,000 feet up into the air, and I'm walking down the first baseline if I had that ability. Okay? So with that being said, stop being a boomer, because Vince Quinn called himself a boomer when we had him on the show last week. So a lot of great production content here over on the Daily Dose. Teddy, who do you guys like more, Maxey or Shake? Well, they both are a part of my favorite team in the NBA, so I like them both.
Who do I think's better? Shake. Who do I think's gonna be better? Tyrese Maxey.
I completely agree. I think Maxey's playing better at the moment than Shake Milton. I think they both irk me in different ways.
Yeah.
And I love them both in different ways. I don't have a preference. I agree with Gint. Shake obviously has been in the league for some time now. Maxey's like a 19-year-old rookie who hasn't played a lot this season. But I think at the end of the day, Tyrese Maxey will be a better NBA ball player than Shake Milton. Whether that's in a Sixers uniform or not, I don't know. So yeah, man, I think that is just about going to wrap up this episode of the Daily Dose. Again, is there anything else you want to touch on?
I think we're good, man. We'll come back tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit about the game tomorrow night, I'm sure. Probably not a ton because they got Miami tomorrow, right?
Indiana,
sorry. I mean, that's still a good one.
Indiana, day off, Miami, and then it wraps up like Friday and Sunday or Saturday, whatever it is, against the Magic at home. So yeah, the playoffs are right around the corner. It is the final week of the NBA regular season, and it can't go by quick enough for me.
Me too, man.
Like literally, I don't know.
Especially
I'll tell you. You know what? The last little tidbit here. I think the Pacers game is kind of a big win because I think the Heat game's very losable. So, you know what I mean? So now if you drop the Pacers game somehow tomorrow, now you got to play that Heat game. And if you lose that game, which I think is a droppable game, now you're still 2 wins shy and you have to beat the Magic twice. You know what I mean? So yeah. I think that Pacers game where, okay, you win that game, you drop the Heat game, you got to win 1 of 2 against the Magic. You win the first one, you can rest up in the last game, however you want to play it. So I think this Pacers game is actually not big because they only need to win 2 of 4, but it's a little important. It would be nice to get 1 of and only have to go 1 and 2 in the last 3 than 2 and 1 in the last 3 is what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah.
Little housekeeping before we wrap up. Give my man Ginn a follow on Twitter at Matt_McGinty. Give myself a follow on Twitter at DylanJD98 because we have a lot of fun stuff coming your guys' way. As I mentioned earlier, one of our guys, Scotty, and I have a new show, Turf Talk, here on the Painted Lines. It is an all Eagles and NFL show. We wrapped it up earlier with Rob Motti. So go check that out on the Painted Lines Twitter. It's on my Twitter, Painted Lines Twitter, their YouTube channel and all that. So Scotty, myself, and Gint have created DSM Media. Since we're just going to be working a lot more together. It's not just going to be Mondays with Scotty anymore. We're going to be doing a lot of content together. So just extra stuff. So our shows here on the Painted Lines will also be premiering the following day on our DSM Media YouTube channel. So please go subscribe to DSM Media on YouTube. It is on my Twitter. It's pinned to the top of my profile. It's out there from Gint and Scotty as well. So we'll be doing Turf Talk will be posted there. Daily Dose episodes will be posted there. Clips of guests that we have and their interviews will be up there. We'll do a little bit of fun content. We're going to be doing giveaways soon, and you'll have to be subscribed to be entered for a chance to win the giveaways. And then also to win the giveaways, you will have to subscribe or follow our Twitch account. Same thing, DSM Media on Twitch. We just started it. I just started it over the weekend. There's no content yet. But we'll be doing some fun stuff on there. And me and Scotty were saying on Turf Talk earlier, again, I know you can't make it, but if you are an NFL fan, if you're an Eagles fan or whatever, the schedule release is on Wednesday, I believe, at 8 p.m. So me and Scotty will probably be going live on our Twitch account at 8:30, 8:45-ish to review and talk about the NFL schedule release, look at the Eagles schedule, give a quick glance, what we think the Eagles can do this year against it. At first look. So yeah, man, a lot of fun stuff, a lot of fun, a lot of extra time. And I got some clips ready for Rob Motti's interview today. So I think that about wraps it up. Correct, Gint?
Yeah, all good. Ton of stuff coming. Be a busy summer for sure.
Yes, sir. So thank you guys so much for watching and commenting. It makes it a lot more fun. Tune in tomorrow right here on the Painted Lines Network at 4 p.m. as myself, and we'll be joined by Scotty, I'm pretty sure, to maybe look a little bit at that Pacers game. We'll try to do our best there, talk some Phillies and whatever else you guys want to get into. You let us know. Give us some suggestions, and we'll try to get to as many as we can. So have a nice night, everyone.